Hey, welcome back to UC, Unqualified Critics, where we talk everything retro and home arcade. Still on vacation, so you're getting a little lower recording audio than usual. I apologize for that. Things will be back to normal in about a week. Wanted to share with you guys, there is a Buck Hunter cabinet confirmed for Canada. It is up for pre-order at The Brick, which I guess is a retailer in Canada. Kind of a weird name for a store, but this is a legitimate store. They're a pretty big deal up there, I've been told. And we do have a release date showing, December 10th, so it's a little ways off. What's interesting is the cabinet looks different than the Best Buy version. The US version is Buck Hunter Pro. The Brick version is Big Buck World. The games list is identical, but the artwork is different. Now, I'm on record, I've got to eat a little crow here. I'm on record saying I really don't think they're going to do different versions of this Buck Hunter cabinet. I was wrong. It takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, but there are different versions. We have no indication if there will be more versions or not. And we don't know if the Buck World will ever be available in the US, or is this exclusive to the Brick, which is therefore pretty much exclusive to Canada. Now, I think you can still order here. I haven't gone through the checkout process. I'm just assuming shipping is going to be really expensive. And it is $7.49 Canadian. I'm assuming this is in Canadian since this is a Canadian store. Maybe it's seeing them in the US and it's giving me the US amount. If it's in Canadian, then this is actually pretty close to the US pricing since Canadian dollars are worth about 70% or so of the US dollar, at least last time I checked. Now, this kind of caught me up a little bit. The Buck World is on the marquee, but it's not one of the games listed. And there was a Big Buck World cabinet. So I looked into this, and all the Big Buck World cabinet is a combination of Big Buck Safari and Open Season into one cabinet. So it does make sense to use the Buck World branding. It's not its own game. It was just a duo release. Think about it as like that Namco cabinet that had Miss Pac-Man and it had Galaga and it was called like Class of 88 or whatever year that was. You guys know what I'm talking about. It wasn't its own game. It was just a combo package. And that's what this is. So that does make sense. For a second there, I thought something was flipped out. They didn't have a Big Buck World listed here. I thought it was its own game. I've never played that cabinet, so I didn't know really what to expect. So truly, it is only a difference of artwork. And you can see the artwork here. I think it looks nice. I don't know which cabinet I prefer. Let's take a look at the Arcade1up model. Let's compare the same angles. I mean, the difference is really just color palette, the imagery on the side. I guess if I had to pick, World does look a little bit better. I think they both look really good. I wouldn't be mad at having either of these. But they've done it again and given us multiple versions. Now, the good news is we know in advance which one we need to buy. The bad news is there's never going to be a single completionist Arcade1up collector on the planet because, I mean, nobody's going to buy both of these cabs and they're the exact same thing. It's just a palette swap. It's literally just different skin. Everything else is identical. Now, if we compare it to the original, this is what the original Buck World cabinet looked like compared to this. So you can see you've got that center speaker, which is a nice touch. It's not exact one-to-one. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a pretty unique looking cabinet. You've got the big tusks here and all that. Got the dimensionality to the front piece where it's like a little pillar attached to the broader cabinet. We don't have any of that. It's just flat. I think that's fine. You guys know I'm not shy about expressing my opinion. If Arcade1up doesn't do enough to make an authentic looking cabinet, I think this is good enough. I think building anything more detailed than this would have been cost prohibitive. And I think this does look like a really nice cabinet. Now, if we compare this model to the original Pro cabinet, it's really the same issues. You just didn't have the tusks, so there's nothing missing there. The rifles look nice. I wish we had a photo of the rifle out of its holster so we could see what that looked like, but it's got the decal here. The colors are right. Looks pretty good to me. So you guys know where I stand on this. I think this cabinet looks good. I think given that the licensor, let's see, what's it called? Play Mechanics. Yeah, that's it. So we know that Play Mechanics got involved hands-on with the design of this cabinet. I just don't see a world where this cabinet doesn't play really well. I don't think play mechanics would have allowed that. And we know they're using that send-in light gun tech. I've not used this. This is a product that was on Kickstarter a year or two ago. Not even actually sure if any of their products are out in the wild yet or if it's still in development. If you guys have played with send-in guns, let me know in the chat. But word on the street is it's really good tech, and it was good enough to get Arcade1up's attention. And that's what's going to be driving this light gun tech on an LCD screen. So all that is to say, figure out which version you want. I guess it matters if you live in the US or Canada, and go ahead and drop down on the pre-orders now if you're ready, or if you want to wait and see what else comes out, that would be a good reason to hold off on the pre-order. I don't think this is going to sell out, but Best Buy, in my experience at least, has been pretty good at fulfilling pre-orders very quickly, unlike Walmart. So if you want this thing on day one, not a bad idea to pre-order it. I'll put a link below to both versions if you want to look into them yourself. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you want to stay up to date on home arcade news. We've got an MVSX Neo Geo review coming soon. Don't miss that. Make sure you enable all notifications. Hit that like button if you enjoy the video, and I'll talk to you guys later.